What a win it was against Villa last week. Let's discuss it with our fans as we look ahead to Leicester this Monday. So we're 6 games into the season so far, gents. 6th place, which is pretty good. How do you think we're doing, and a rating out of 10?
I'd have settled for 3 wins out of the first 6 games, and a draw against City. Great performance against Liverpool and a good performance against Wolves. So, yeah, I mean, I'd probably say 7 or 8 out of 10 so far. You know, in a season where probably the aim is to avoid relegation, it's far exceeded expectations so far, really.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, I'd have probably put us exactly where we were. I thought we had momentum coming into back end of last season. I just thought we'd hit the ground running. I was confident. I mean, you don't expect to get results against Liverpool and City, and we've made ourselves proud in both of those games. And in the other games, we've shown, even against Wolves, with it, you know, we're here to compete, and we're doing really well. So I'm smiling from ear to ear. Honestly, every day is brilliant. Being in the Premier League so far. So yeah, brilliant start. I'm going to give it 9 out of 10. Just absolutely brilliant.
Love that.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would give it about at least an 8 out of 10. The fact is, we're just playing absolutely the same kind of football as we were playing in the Championship. We haven't tried to change our style, and it seems to work. And every game, even if we've lost, we've played well, which is just really reassuring.
What I've seen is that we've kept the way Bielsa plays. Like, if you look at the Villa game, which we'll go on to talk about more in a minute, obviously, constant pressure. The last 13 seconds of the game, there's 7 of us attacking, 4 of them defending. We constantly want more goals. That's all we're looking for. It's just so positive.
Yeah, the worry was, it obviously worked so well at Championship level, but it was just a massive unknown that, you know, it's never been tried at this level. It's completely different, really, to what anyone else is playing. So, was it going to work? I know in the first 20 minutes against Liverpool, it was like, oh God, you know, what we're getting ourselves in for when we were just on the back foot. But really, since then, it's just been, it's really been fantastic. I suppose the good thing about it is last season, every game was a must win. So it was really hard to enjoy because, you know, you knew that if we weren't winning, it was, you know, almost a disaster. We might drop out the top 2 or not get promoted. This season, it's, you know, so long as we're staying in the top half and, you know, winning every few games, and the pressure isn't really on. So, you know, you can sit back and enjoy it, as, you know, as well as admiring the fact that, we are in fact being really competitive at this level.
Yeah, I think we've spent the last 16 years, you know, just always having that expectancy there of going up, or just being successful, being back to where we need to be. And now we're actually here. We don't have that horrible pressure on our shoulders of, you know, trying to get a result at Luton away. It's just be here and enjoy it, and you can do that every game. You can go into each game with less pressure on your shoulders, and I think it's really benefited us quite a lot. And, you know, people have been saying that, you know, Leeds can't go into the Premier League playing like we do, but the difference is we've got players that are versatile in so many different positions, to the point where, you know, we can keep playing this high intensity football because it's just drilled into them at every level, and it's just great to see us playing football and having plan A done better every single time at this level. And I think, it's just going to be great to see it carry on.
Yeah, I think that's something that I've been really, a bit surprised with, is that I shouldn't be, because we should all know Bielsa well enough, but you're still looking at a squad that's, a lot of them were the ones who finished 13th in the Championship. And I've just been really incredibly pleased for them, and a bit surprised that they can just keep on up in their level. I mean, it's just fantastic. You know, they go from being what you thought of as maybe being journeyman pros, to all of a sudden you think, wow, these guys just look like international players.
On that point, Mike, from you, the transformation of the players, the main man, obviously, from the game at Villa, Patrick Bamford, last year, you know, was he going to be able to do it in the Premier League? And he's just constantly answering the critics. 3rd top goal scorer in the Premier League now. He's just scoring goals left, right and centre, and what a hat-trick it was.
There's no Bandor Bamford haters around now, is there?
No, not at all.
All gone hiding. Or they've basically pretended that they've been following him all along and been behind him. But, it's just a wonderful story just to see him proving so many people wrong and showing his class. He's always had that class. He's just needed someone to believe in him and get the best out of him, and he's showing that, and he's going to continue to show it.
Yeah, I think he's a massive confidence player, and when he's scoring, I mean, you saw on Saturday, first half, he had those couple of chances and didn't quite go, and you thought, is it not quite going to go for him today? But when he got the first one, then the other two were just absolute class. I mean,
Which one was your favourite, Jeremy?
I think the third one, actually. The second one was an incredible strike. The third one, I think, because of the all-round move from the whole team, it literally passed around the whole team. I don't know how many passes, but it must have been about 20 passes before he got to him. But just the way he managed to shift his feet in the air and get in the right position. I mean, you can maybe criticise the Villa players for, having four around him and not getting to him, but to find that space, to put it onto his left foot and then curl it into the corner with four men around it. That was just fantastic, really.
I wonder if this is where Rodrigo is maybe helping, because he's got, if you like, almost another centre forward who the other defenders have to look at, which we didn't have last season. It was all kind of Bamford or nothing, whereas now you see Rodrigo in the penalty area as well, kind of at the same time. And,
he's bought something different, and he's bought that speed, he's bought that pace, and obviously that fits into our style of play. For you guys, speaking on Rodrigo, would you say he's the best signing that we've had over the transfer window, or maybe Robin Koch? Maybe, obviously we're yet to see Llorente play, really. What do you guys think?
I think it's too early to tell so far. I mean, but it's, in terms of like hitting the ground running, Koch and Rodrigo have done really well. I mean, Rodrigo hasn't even been playing his natural position, but he's been playing like a strike partner for Bamford, even though he's been playing just behind him. He's been asked a lot of him, actually, and he's done really well. I think, first half against Villa, he struggled a little bit, but then in the second half, he just made us tick. He just made us, you could see him bringing the ball out of midfield, those nice little clever turns, and just being able to play one pass that just gets a move going. It's showing his price tag really well. Like, he can see things that, a lot of players don't see, and I think that's going to really help Bamford as well. It's going to really create that space for him and get a lot more goals this year. So from that perspective, Rodrigo has been brilliant, but Robin Koch as well has just been an absolute wall. Is showing that he's a player that's played at that level for a while in Germany, and he's just walked in. His experience has shown straight away.
Yeah, I think with Koch, it's he goes forward, brings the ball forward at pace, passes it at pace. I think he's been superb. Yeah, obviously Rodrigo is growing in stature with every game. I think what Antony said in terms of him linking up with Bamford and taking the pressure off, he's going to prove a massive signing as well. But I think Koch for me is just, with the impact he's made replacing White, has been fantastic.
Koch for me as well. I thought first couple of games, whether is he going to be that good, but he's sort of gone into that role, and this is a second clean sheet we've kept. And Phillips was injured. I know he's a holding midfielder, but he sits in that defensive role, and we've also got Cooper out and Llorente's out as well. I agree. Mike, who do you think?
Well, I just think they've both been excellent. It's difficult to say one's better than the other. I mean, Koch has just kind of fitted in superbly. He's had to have three or four different defensive partners with him, and he's just adapted really well. We seem to also be better defending corners. So I don't know if it's just him or we're just a bit better organised. But then Rodrigo, just one thing I've been impressed with everything that he does, but one thing he does do is, which I'm a bit surprised at, he really covers as well. So he really covers the ground, tackling. He'll be on our 18-yard area, and then he'll be at the other side's 18-yard area. So apart from all his skill, it's just the effort he's been putting in as well, which has really impressed.
Yeah, definitely. On another note, fantastic, obviously, news that the club's been involved in helping Marcus Rashford and supporting him with the donation of the 25 grand to help the school meals. What do you guys obviously think about the whole situation and the donation from the club? Obviously, great news.
Yeah, it's from a political point of view, it's a shame that it has to come from sources like this rather than the government doing what they're supposed to do. But yeah, without wanting to love a Man United player, it's you can't do anything but admire him. But the way the club and the club's players have got behind it as well, it really makes you proud. Everything coming out of the club at the moment, it's fantastic now to have a club we can be proud of and that's involved in the community and giving and just supporting causes like this.
Yeah, it's nice to know we've got owners like we've got who are, not just here to sort of, I don't know, make a bit of money. They're here to sort of reconnect the fans with the community, and they've done such a good job. And just when you think the club haven't done enough for us already, like they're showing again that they can up that and they can do things to make a difference in the community. And it shouldn't come to, like you said, Jez, it shouldn't come to this at all. We're one of the richest countries in the world. There shouldn't be one hungry child in the country. It's just ridiculous. And the fact the club are making any effort at all is just absolutely brilliant. I think it's a really good thing to do, but it shouldn't have to come to that at all. And what Marcus Rashford is doing is just commendable. You put rivalries aside when it comes to stuff like this, and everyone should be behind him.
Yeah, I think that what Rashford has done is excellent, and he's using his profile in the right way. Footballers are criticised a lot of the time, but he is actually, I think, improving the image of the footballers and the way that the Leeds supporters donating their money instead, and then the players matching it, and then the club matching it. It's all just. But it doesn't seem to be done for show, which is what I like. It all seems to be genuine, and the way, like you were just saying, the way that the club is really connecting itself back with the fans and the city. It's excellent.
So moving on to next week's game, obviously Leicester at home, going to be a tough game. How do we see it going from your guys' points of view?
I kind of go into it like I've gone into every game this season with zero expectations, but thinking that anything could happen. It wouldn't surprise. No result in any game so far would have surprised me, and I've not been surprised. I've been surprised how well we've performed, but I've not been surprised with the outcome. But you've got to say after the game against Villa and our other performances, however tough on paper Leicester are as an opponent, we've got to be going into it confidently. We're going to be competitive, and I think we'll get some kind of a result from it.
Not only that, but obviously they're playing Europa League this week, and we're going to have a 10-day rest, which is obviously even more so to our advantage with our fitness of our players, and they're going to have a 4-day rest. Do you think? And being at Ellen Road, do we think that definitely is going to take a toll on the outcome?
I'm not sure. Not sure really that home advantage is really helping this season. I don't know what the stats are, but obviously it's without the fans to make the difference. I'm not really sure that does anything. But yeah, obviously the fact Leicester have got Europa League games, I think it's probably the first time this season that Bielsa's had any sort of length of time with the players since the start of the season, with all the international breaks as well. That really should make a massive difference as well, especially with the new players. It's the first time he's had a few days to work with them all. So we've got to go in there very confident, and I would imagine Leicester are going to come to Ellen Road with a bit of trepidation, really.
Yeah, considering what you just said there with with Leicester, I think the last team they'll be wanting to face after going in the European leagues is Leeds. A team with so much high intensity football and sort of gung ho football for 90 minutes after playing games in midweek. It'll probably be the last team they want to play against in that aspect of it. But I think Leicester, they're a really tough side. They've shown that last season when I think they only conceded 10 goals up until Christmas or something like that. But in that aspect, I think they're really missing Wilfred Ndidi. I think is a real big miss for them, and that's shown this year that they don't quite kind of have that sort of defensive cover that they had last year in the same aspect. They're trying to play a bit differently, I think, and they do look good. Obviously, Jamie Vardy. You can't underestimate him at all. They've got pace with likes of Vardy, and from full backs they've got Justin and players like that who are quite pacey down the wing. So we need to be on our game sort of on the wings, I reckon, against Leicester. But I think they don't come much tougher than Leicester and Arsenal in our next 2 games, and we've already shown we can compete, and there's no reason why we can't continue to compete in these next 2, definitely.
Yeah, I think that with the various teams that we've played, as they say, no easy game in the Premiership, but we've played very well in every game. So I think we need to go into the Leicester game feeling confident. But like you say, Leicester are a good side, and if any team I think can sort of cause us difficulties, it's the likes of Leicester, because well, they're well organised, but also got Vardy, and because we played the high press, I can see where we might have difficulty is if they lob the ball over the top for Vardy then to chase on. That's his kind of classic. That's the classic way that he gets his goals. But every team has got their threat, but we should be confident. We ran the ball close, and we Man City we drew against, and we beat Villa obviously very well. So we should be confident. We've
shown we can compete against the top teams. Obviously with Liverpool, that was a hard one to take really, against the defending champions, and then City, like you say. Can I get a score prediction from each of you for the Leicester game? Let's see how positive we want to be.
I'm going to say 2-1 Leeds.
Yeah, I'm confident. I'm going to go 2-1 as well. I think 2-1's a good.
Yeah, 2-1.
2-1's all around the board. Nice. Yeah. Hopefully we'll get another 3 points on the board then.
Yeah, I think we're fully capable of it. Like, I think Leicester, it'll be the last team they want to face. Leeds, definitely. I think it'll be up for it.
Hopefully another 3 points in the bag next week. Stay tuned and keep updated with all things Leeds United on our app and the YouTube channel.